CJ, Enzo, Second, Alpha A, Dad, Brewster, Aaron, Dakar, Cryo, Mystic, Psycho, Mimi,
All right, nothing less than what we expected. This crowd is absolutely fired up for Fnatic, specifically, of course, for Alpha here.
I mean, listen to that chant just for him. The first time playing in front of a crowd here in Istanbul, and they are going absolutely crazy over this guy.
Just starting it off early with the chants as well. That is just a bone-rattling kind of stuff. And I mean, the Xset guys, they don't even have the luxury of having their noise-canceling headphones on before they have to hear it. They just have to sit here, get the team talk over with, and they have to just take in the energy right now, which is firmly on the side of the Fnatic players.
I can't imagine it's easy for them to walk out on stage, you know, and hear the roars on one side and then pretty much utter silence when they're taking the ramp. But definitely the home team buff is going to Fnatic, so we'll see if they can make this Turkish crowd proud today.
I mean, they're certainly going to be trying to do what Team Liquid could not. Granted, I think there's a hell of a lot more motivation behind the chance this time around. But, you know, for Xset, you got Optic right there. They were able to shut down this energy. They were able to make the crowd a little bit quieter and also maybe even turn some people to their side.
Yeah, but this is going to be a huge test for this Xset squad, I think, because they've never come across like a kind of crowd against them in this kind of fashion before.
Sure.
It's definitely a first for them, and they do have inexperienced players on this roster. How are they going to be able to do in this matchup against, you know, probably one of the hardest matchups that they will ever face in their careers, at least definitely over the course of 2022, I think, on the other side of things, because this Fnatic squad as well, they are firing on all cylinders. If they are able to carry forwards the form that they had the other day, you're looking at a very, very scary squad.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into our prime game agent select. What are we picking here?
Honestly, I'd be a little bit shocked if we just changed things up too much. Fnatic, I think they're going to basically say that, probably think the way that they approached the map of Pearl the first time out, they just didn't execute on their style.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looks like that is going to be the case here as we take a look, and Alfier is going to be bringing out the Neon once again. He has been pounding on this pick.
He has been frying on the Neon. He has been the absolute spearhead for this team, and Fnatic were not scared to really take space off of it as well and make sure that they could trade him out whenever they could catch up to it. But there's no changes in the composition. It's going to be the same stuff that's being ran on either side for Pearl. And so far, North America has had, statistically speaking, the better read on this map when they've been playing it. I think they've won every single time that it's come up in the matches in the series so far. And so Fnatic, that does give them a bit of an edge that they've got the tape to work off. They can learn what they did incorrectly last time around. But it's still going to be a bit of an uphill battle, I think.
Yeah, over on the other side, though, just the only difference really between the two compositions is going to be Depth running this KO compared to Mystic on the Sky. So you still have the flashes coming through. A little bit less info gathering since you don't have that audio confirmation from the guiding light to let you know that you've actually blinded somebody. But you've got some more tools to slow things up. You've got that 0 point to throw out. You've got that fragment grenade as well to just lock off an approach angle, such as those, those mid doors connect over into B. So honestly, I like both compositions. I think they both can be piloted well. It just comes down to who executes it.
Yeah, it's a similar approach from both teams as well with the Neon comms, but I'm expecting an absolute brawl.
Absolutely. Well, we are all set for the second playoff match of the day. Starting it off here on map 1 on Pearl. All we have left to do is send it over to our casters today. Doug and Bala, take it away.
Thank you so much, Chrissy. History being made before our very eyes. The first time we have a player in their hometown playing in front of a crowd. I mean, you guys heard it, Bala. It was electric.
It was so sick. I mean, Alpha Year chants right out the gate. And yeah, I know it feels like we're talking a lot about Fnatic right now. It feels like we're talking a lot about Alpha Year right now, but that really is it. I know they're going up against Xset. It's our second of 2 EMEA versus NA matches right here, and we are just getting started.
Man, that is a beautiful sound. We're going to be kicking this bad boy off on Pearl. Again, heavy favorites are Fnatic against North American representatives that honestly a lot of people still continue to doubt. Given the fact that they've gotten this far, there's still so much lack of confidence shrouding this team.
Absolutely. But I think Xset showed that they definitely can play with the top dogs in EMEA. They beat FPX to get here.
It was all really heavily off the backs of Cryo and Zekin. You already got Cryo in an aggressive spot, but the Prowler's going to give him away.
Great patience from Fnatic so far.
Yeah.
Just to clear him out. But the follow-up here, they've got 3 players to receive this hit. It's going to be the same type of thing that Fnatic was trying to do in their opening game on Pearl.
Yeah, the same wall goes up. He's going to try to get backside, and Zekin decapitates him to start off the round. How much more can he find? Poster on the trade. Zekin on the swing, trying to find it. No. Durka manages to clean him up. The spike gets planted. As Cryo dances around, waiting for reinforcements, waiting for help. It's numbers advantage in favor of Fnatic. Mystic, who is an absolute demon, on the flash, finds way too many targets to deal with. Durka not able to land the shot either.
Time ticking.
Has to back up. Goes through a 1v1. Cryo, Enzo! And Cryo's going to win it out.
What a shot from Cryo to close that out. But that round went topsy-turvy.
Yes,
I mean,
it did.
Right into the back of sight, you had both of the dive players, Zekin and Alpha Year, not getting too much. Obviously, Alpha Year falling to Zekin.
He got clothesline. He didn't just fall, he hit the deck.
And it's important to see Xset start off and being able to shut that down, because that is the play that they're going to be using to get into this B site over and over.
Again, we mentioned the dynamic duo of Cryo and Zekin, both young guns on the side of Xset. And it's mainly been Cryo, yes, but for this Xset ship to go well, to navigate safe waters, they have to be at the top of the leaderboard.
And he is going to be alone over here against the eco of Fnatic. Same cross smoke, it's recalled this time.
Cryo swings out and he's rewarded with a shot onto Durka, still holding on to that Marshall well in safe range of his rendezvous, and he gets a no-scope on Boaster and then gets away.
High ground too, almost able to peek over top at Alpha Year.
Oh, but the Buns betrayed him. Alpha Year creeping his way forward. I don't think Cryo knows he's lost that much space. He's gone that far up.
And really good of Aaron here to be refreshing these stars for Cryo to play with and escape if he needs to. Also look, Zekin's all the way up. Very close to flanking inside of Bar.
And you see Mystic waiting for it on the bottom of your minimap. Spike hasn't really made its way out very far at all.
I mean, they've took full control of the A side.
And I mean, Def is far up. You mentioned Zekin was far up. That crossfire is going to be brutal, but it may not matter. Yeah, Def cleans it up just in the nick of time, but not without Zekin falling. Xset up 2-0.
And it was just super controlled on the anti-eco. Cryo getting the openings. 5-0 for him so far. Fnatic with the same approach twice in a row as well. You saw them vary quite a lot, actually, in their game against 100 Thieves. But a lot of time it was focused on these full-site executes. I would definitely like to see them go for a lot more splits and control based off of the default that they do run almost exclusively.
Well, it seems like they're going to try things out mid. Again, a Prowler to give Alpha Year some space to work with. Relay Bolt second, just on the other side. They're actually here by committee. You have 3 members of Xset playing an art right now. Looks like they want to swing. Oh, and Xset just getting everything they want against Fnatic right now. Remember, this is a bonus too.
Yeah. 3 Spectres on the board and a Ghost for BCJ even. Already taking down 2 rifles. Cryo! Another sick angle for him. And they've got full advantage now.
I mean, that Marshal's been so fruitful for him already. Definitely not the start Fnatic we're looking for on this map in this series.
And you already see Xset coming out with the same sort of fire that they came up against with FPX on this map. Not scared to play these EMEA teams on the map. And the EMEA has struggled on Pearl so far. Fnatic included.
They have a win on it. I don't know if they do.
No, I don't think so.
It's been tough trading over on Pearl, as you were just mentioning, and this round doesn't seem to be an exception. Mystic and Boaster are the only two that remain with not a lot of time to work with. I think best case scenario here, what, you keep rifles, maybe get the spike down if you're Fnatic.
Yeah, Mystic's not even going for it now. Yeah, they're just keeping rifles.
Yeah.
Interesting development. I mean, that early switch up where they're just trading utility in mid went so favorably for Xset. It looked like Alpha was very sheepish and they didn't have an escape strategy.
Yeah,
Boaster's got to be careful.
There really was just commit. There was no escape strategy. But with money on the mind, Fnatic keep those two rifles, bring them into the next round.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, have they ever even run up against that sort of re-pressure by Xset? Obviously set up with the traplet.
Yeah.
Seeing the replay, the Prowler coming out, second sliding too. Just super solid idea on the bonus. And that's 3-0 right now.
3-0 full steam ahead, but again, we have to mention Fnatic managing to keep those two weapons from the previous round gives them a little bit more to fight with here than they would otherwise. And that could be the difference maker in this round ball. Cryo once again spotted by the Prowler, still playing in the rendezvous, gets away.
It's actually interesting, Fnatic has nothing to really clear him out, even though they know he's there. So he could take a lot more time on that angle if he wants to.
Yeah, but a Prowler to the face and Alfie swinging around, I mean, could overwhelm him, but you're right. Utility-wise, there's not much there. Speaking of utility and trying to get away, Turkey eats the Prowler.
They're peeking on both sides right now, really trying to find a pick. Xset's just not giving it to them. The setup of Def and Aaron on this A side is enough to deter them. Just that smoke popping up. And obviously the spread that they still have, they don't want to necessarily overcommit to anything. Up to Durka here against Cryo.
Yeah, and the rifles are now starting to rotate over towards B for Fnatic, so they should be able to fight back with a little bit of an extra punch.
35 seconds though. They still have this wall, the fast lane for Alpha Air, so they can still do that dive play. Xset are going to have to play retake here, for sure.
Which it seems like they're comfortable with. They're playing so far off, but you're right, all of Fnatic burning midnight oil here in this round. Yeah, they're going to get back sight. That was the one difference, is Alpha Air had not been able to get back sight, but this time he has, and he's swinging around. Cryo weak, Alpha Air on the prowl, on the hunt, and it's actually Def who falls first, and of course the crowd erupts, and then silences as soon as Alpha falls. Numbers once again in favor of Xset. Second with the ult, Cryo too.
Right now, I think you're got to be waiting for, yes, this fast lane to come up, maybe a smoke to come back up for Aaron. It's not planted for them. No. Oh no!
He's just going to hold it the entire way.
It's just a full stick. What a blunder for Fnatic. You already actually saw Mystic falling all the way back, so they knew the situation was happening. But Alpha overcommitting there. We saw that a lot against the 100 Thieves. Yes, he gets the first kill, and yes, the crowd goes crazy for that first kill of the game for the Turkish sensation, but ultimately,
What's up, guys? Nice. Fist bumps, come on. Are we max there?
Xset is now up 4-0.
Oh no.
George?
Oh, I thought he was going to get left hand. In 4K. Fist bumps, guys.
Come
Anyone?
on.
Please?
Back up on the guns for Fnatic. And it's a lot more presence. Look, this is the same type of thing, but much slower that they were trying to do on that anti-bonus for them.
And no resistance from Xset. Remember, they had 3 in art last time Fnatic tried hitting this.
Cryo wants to not show that it's him right there, but ultimately has to fall all the way back. He had a big opportunity to find some kills. Here comes the split.
Oh, but Def gets the kill onto Alpha. And I want to say he was flashed. Flashed again. Damage taken. But he ultimately falls. Cryo holding the angle with the tour de force. About to get challenged, he does, and Mystic falls. Now the knife falls to swing back out as Cryo gets a second. The ult causing so many problems onto Fnatic right now. Boaster and Enzo once again left in tatters.
The entry strategy right now for Fnatic is falling completely flat.
They're just slamming their heads into a brick wall.
Important to keep these guns up. You saw how they actually had a chance last round.
Because of those, yeah.
Because they saved the rounds, or the guns in the bonus.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
30 seconds.
They have the chance here to actually get this spike down. It's only a 2v2.
Yeah, Boaster's just so weak. And Enzo has historically been very good for Fnatic, but has had a relatively quiet tournament thus far. But he is the healthy one. He is the one that can dance with the remaining members of Xset and perhaps live to tell the tale. Second with the ult, the dash right into his lap. And again, he was the healthy one. Can Boaster do this? Oh, he spotted one player. Other one just on the other side. Cryo still there. Hasn't taken a lick of damage now. You've got the Cosmic Divide. Surely he heard him tap it, right? Surely he heard him tap it. Cryo on the swing plays it masterfully. A 5-0 start for Xset.
And the 1v1s are just falling for them. Over and over now. Cryo 11-0. And this all started. Fnatic's gonna call a timeout. This all started because Cryo swapped over towards the other site.
Yeah.
And Fnatic had no response to it. No way to actually get in the site.
With the Spectre. Shit. Cryo won that out with the Spectre. So well played. Boaster had no choice but to face, to challenge, and see if the bluff was a real one or kind of what was going on, and very well played. You hear the crowd trying to will Fnatic back into this one as they're the ones who call the timeout. Perhaps find some hope, perhaps find some catalyst amongst the masses.
You actually saw Enzo pull him aside, Alfier, and talk to him a little bit before the game started, outside of the regular huddle that they were doing. And that's really important, because you could easily get in your head. It's not the greatest start for him. And when you add up the amount of pressure that he's been under leading into this match, it surely hinders him.
The weight of a country on the shoulders of a young kid who's currently donning a 1-5 stat line. And yeah, it's tough when your job is, as Neon, is to go. Yeah. Right? Like,
to int.
Right, exactly. It's a heavy weight to bear. Either way, he's got a classic here. He's got his ultimate to work with. And Xset with full momentum.
And one of the things I liked about the last time they hit this B-side was they were able to use the Trailblazer to get Alfier all the way into the back of sight rather than just dashing in. But they've already used it now.
Well, they had to try to clear Cryo out, and he still hasn't moved.
And that was because Xset did a great job actually getting a smoke up there.
Gonna try to swing off of this. You gotta be careful. Durka has the tour de force.
Head-to-head.
Cryo holding one angle, Durka holding the other.
Bait. This fight means so much. That might...
And they're so patient there from Def, not to swing off of that, to try to help.
And look, he's set up already for this dive. He's got the nade ready. Fnatic have to throw something else at him right now. It's the overdrive for Alfier.
The nade, and Alfier dashes right into it, and he gets a kill with the ult. Upgrades a weapon too. Now with the Vandal in tow, Zekin actually drops Boaster. Spike's still not planted. Oh, and Zekin tried making the play as well. Not able to find any space to work with. Prowler not going to reach Alpha as he still is healthy in the safe confines of backside. Now some smoke to work with. Cryo still holding the op. Xset patient as they mull over their approach. How do they find space? How do they move forward? You move forward right into Alpha. Aaron left in this 1v3 on the tap, the challenge, the dare to swing, and Fnatic gladly answer the call.
A strong round and a response finally from Fnatic. even though things were going great for Xset in the early round. Look at this dive from Alfier. He just goes right through the nade that Def prepared for him. And it's almost irrelevant. So the crowd getting behind Fnatic right now, certainly giving them energy.
That's also like a perfectly good indicator of what we were talking about, where Alfier's job is just to go. It doesn't matter if there's a nade at your feet. Your job is to go in and get a kill, and he delivers for Fnatic in that round.
And Xset just waited to set up Cryo here on this angle. It's going to be the head-to-head again.
He's gone further up than he has before.
Trailblazer out. He's going to swing with it.
And he lands a shot through the smoke.
Cryo with the win over Durka. He is certainly stepping up. Fnatic has to find an answer for this guy immediately.
The thing is, Paul, I think every team that goes up against Xset knows that. That's not a surprise. You have to deal with Cryo, but when you know what's coming and you still get hit in the mouth, what do? Alpha holding the op. The spike still all the way back. Right by Fnatic's spawn. And at this point here, Fnatic have some money, but not a lot.
Yeah, they've been ripped apart.
Yeah.
And Alfier has already picked up the op, so that's an indication. 40 seconds left. Cryo might peek into that. That might open up the round.
Feeling a little froggy, perhaps. Cryo on the crouch. It's like watching a game of chicken, you know? Who's going to peek first?
30
Where
seconds
they don't
left.
know they're there.
Yeah. Which really just kind of removes the chicken element from the game.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Pitch black.
We'll see how much longer this
Come on, they have to fight. Come on, man.
Do it for the people. Do it for the crowd.
Cryo's going to swing after
10
time ends.
seconds
Watch.
left.
5 seconds left in the round. Again, the spike was never picked up. Cryo.
Do it.
Nothing.
Wow. This is
It's indiscipline out of the young buck.
so many rounds where Fnatic, I mean, they lose the advantage immediately. They get slapped back immediately.
Need a drop.
And they have to decide early to save. That's what, 3 rounds now?
Yeah, I think so.
It's ridiculous.
Enemy
2 guns,
down.
they should be able to get some in this. Definitely have the firepower still to compete. Not getting fully reset, but a lot of light armor bought.
Paul, Cryo's 13-1.
Yeah. Like I said, they have to find a solution to him. And Xset's doing a great job moving him around the map. Look, he's going to peek Art this time.
I mean, do you find a solution for Cryo, or do you just try to mitigate the damage?
What a good haunt there. They just cleared out all of middle. And they already started rotating preemptively towards A with the non-information. And that was actually the right read, even though they don't really have much over towards B. I think they're realizing Fnatic is going to have to just stop doing what they're doing up at the top of B lane.
I wonder if they fully commit to a flank or just check mid and then rotate back. It seems like they want to creep forward.
Wow, they're relying fully on that trademark over at B. With no information. The call from Def here is marvelous.
1 point away from having his ult online. Aaron and BCJ joining suit. As the spike's still over by A.
Boasters just joined Alfier. They're going to challenge Cryo again. He's always in the right spots. And he's moving away with the time as it is, knowing they have to commit soon. Here the stars down.
He has consistently delivered. Can Cryo do it again? Here the knife fall through. Cryo holds, the angle holds. The challenge. And Alfier falls.
There's no entry. There's just no entry. They're still stuck behind the main choke point here at A. There's no entry.
How do you go when your go button is gone?
Oh, the knife exploded.
Second, tempted, wanting to swing, but trusts his teammates to hold the line at
How did
least
they
for now.
cross? It's another round.
Yeah.
The same situation. Fnatic out of time. And out of players. I mean, wow. Xset are destroying them. And again, the read from Def, so good. They made a call to stack B almost instantly at the beginning of this round. And then Cryo as well to hold his nerve and stay there while the execute was happening over through that choke point to take the 2v1. I mean, he's got to be thinking this is way too easy right now.
Hey, he might be one of 6 people smiling in this venue right now. For as much as the crowd erupted when Fnatic came out, right now, other than the sounds of the game and the commentators, you could hear a pin drop. As Fnatic just feel flat.
Right back to the same old. I mean, they're even running out of ideas here. And Poster's leading the charge. Ooh.
Different idea. Zekin tried getting something done there. Gets tagged up pretty heavily. Op back in the hands.
No, he goes actually to the lower HP player.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you're right.
Cryo gives it up.
Little sleight of hand. Juke me out. Durka a second longer and he would have had that angle. Death using the ult. Once again, the go button is neutered, but this time Cryo not able to find anything. Alpha, knob shot buzzing right by his head. Still patient. You see how meticulously they try to move forward as they deal with the incessant crash and whine and soar of every bit of utility. And Fnatic find an opening.
Finally, a clean round here from Fnatic. Doesn't go down to the wire. And you can see, I mean, the light armor strat still being invested here. And the fact that they're getting these weapons round after round, they still have staying power. I know Xset is destroying them on the scoreline right now. But every single one of these rounds, Xset has to not let up off the gas.
And oddly enough, it almost feels like Fnatic have to let off the gas, right? Like, think about this round in relation to all the other ones. It was Alpha go fast. Yeah. This time it was a bit more cautious, and yes, they were trying to deal with Def's ult, but it was a bit more metered, and perhaps so instead he does win the race for this composition.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, go fast hasn't worked.
2 on the board now. I do think there was an element there of Xset. With, you know, the Bogdan's Law that occurred, a bunch of different things where Cryo's peeking with the Vandal instead. They gave up their main advantage, right?
Yeah. And Zekin was very weak, yeah.
They're going to push back up that B lane. Same idea here from Boaster, calling this B push once again.
This might be a little different from Xset, though. Look at Zekin. He's far up with Cryo, and they want to challenge aggressively. They want to deny the space! And this time the duel goes in favor of Alfier.
It really has been Cryo leading the charge instead of Zekin, and that hasn't been the case in the group stage. Zekin was the guy who was leading the charge, actually had the highest kills per round in this tournament so far. And Alfier is actually doing good against him. The battle of the 2 17-year-olds going well for the Turk. What a shot from Def.
I mean, fully blind. And now the Nightfall that they have to navigate. Once again, looking for any semblance of sunshine in an otherwise brutal half.
It feels like every time they push these sites, it's a cacophony of utility. And this time, their information goes silent once again.
Careful here.
See the pings through Xset still healthy here. They still have Cryo with the operator. Hasn't taken a lick of damage yet. And that's normally, yeah, that's normally the cue. It's seldom a bluff! And Xset read it well.
Down B. 30 seconds left.
Xset, or excuse me, Enzo with the spike out of reach. Not able to find anything. Xset get to 8.
Dude, you have to be wondering right now, where's the follow-up utility there for Alfier, right? Because so often, he's going in ultimately dry. Yes, he's going through his fast lane, but there's no flash for him.
There's no gravity well to pull Cryo off of that angle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just not all the way thought out, and wow. We're at an 8-2 scoreline, and Fnatic is using their second timeout. Only 2 in regulation, and it's already gone. You've got to calm the nerves here.
And yes, this is Xset's map pick, but man, they look good on it. Fnatic positive.
That's hurting. For sure.
Oh,
Dirk as well. I mean, we've seen him have success a little bit against Cryo, but for the most part, he's not able to find anything on these attack sides.
This was a really cool idea off the flash from Mystic to try to get Alfier some space to challenge and dart with Durka, but again, nothing there. And now Cryo can reassess on the angle.
Dude. Again, the read from Def. Look, they're stacked mostly over towards A, just playing full retake, but they don't even have the trademark this time.
BCJ was so good when we saw him play last.
Against FPX.
Yeah.
A monster he was.
And And he's in a position to deliver for Xset yet again. This time the gravity well used, and Durka has to give this chase up. And Zekin actually falls. Alfir is going to get traded back out. It's a 4v4 here. The spike just now making its way into Art. You see Xset rotating through spawn.
This taunt not going to be too impactful here with the smoke going down.
And Def's knife there just yanked the rotations back from Xset towards A. And that's exactly where Fnatic are headed. Yeah, they found some space to work with. They've worked their way forward. And they're going to manage to get the spike down, the Prowler, to try to find a little bit of something. But nothing doing yet. No ultimates on side of Xset either.
Got a good setup here. Mystic still has his flash. It's a double swing here with Enzo.
Oh, Aaron finds gorgeous timing. Yeah, Enzo trades him out, but Durka's done. Def now starting to work his way forward. Finds one onto Mystic. As Enzo still huddled back.
Got to save time here for Boaster on the Art flank.
Are they expecting him? Yeah, they are. It's Cryo with the op. You mentioned the flank, and that finds nothing either. Xset can do no wrong right now.
And the call again to just fully stack. They've downloaded the playbook from Fnatic, and it doesn't look very long.
Def is having himself a masterclass performance right now. And that's, again, one of those performances, you may not see it on the stats, right? That doesn't reflect there, but the way he is reading Fnatic right now is gorgeous. Speaking of which, he has that ultimate online. Cryo's his too. Last round of the half.
Boaster with his Cosmic Divide. Usually you want to end up towards B because it just gives you so much value in getting that spike down and playing for the post plant. But Xset's been comfortable with that. Again, Trailblazer used to get them in the position. Cryo almost used that angle.
He almost hit the shot too.
To cut off Durka's hair.
Because he's balling, I get it.
No, I didn't mean to.
Out here using his ult, using his wall, using his relay bolts, and everything else at his disposal. And the truth is, yeah, they've gotten into long, but only halfway there.
You are divided.
Oh, a fake thrown from Boaster.
And do they bite?
They don't have information on the other side of this wall, so Zekin is getting there.
And it's just Zekin. Cryo falls. Durka finding space.
He's the push down alley, and Def is here alone.
And does Def dare challenge? Does Def dare peek? Alpha this time finding a different approach. The shots were a little messy at first, but they land onto the leader from Xset. Enzo getting the spike down. 2v4 here in favor of Fnatic, as they have finally been able to convert some traction into action, into an advantage here in this 12th round, and it's just gone from bad to worse for Xset. Can Zekin pull off some sort of miracle? No, he cannot. Durka with 3, along with Fnatic.
Xset might have taken the energy out of this room, but Fnatic need to find a way to challenge to channel the passion of this home crowd advantage, because it's a long way back. Down 9-3.
What a shot from Durka.
And Cryo wanted that pixel peek too.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Nice little pop off too.
Yeah, he's angry.
Again, the 9-3 half in favor of Xset. Fnatic have tried to make something work, and they've just run into a wall time and time again. Let's throw it down to the desk, see what they think. Chrissy?
It's been a massive first half for Xset. Looking a little shaky so far from Fnatic, but is there cause for concern just yet?
Yeah. I mean, you're saying yes immediately. I mean, part of the reason you should be concerned is because Cryo is just cool, calm, and collected under pressure. This guy seems just unaffected by the global stage, unaffected by the crowd as well that's out here cheering against his team. He's putting up absolute monster numbers currently, and you can see the crowd was all ears, right? All ears whatsoever, but every single time Xset had a pivotal round in the bonus round, in the round 5 retake as well, Xset are not letting it affect them at all. These guys are playing like they're playing out of their kitchen in Austin. You know, like we were watching from these guys that are playing in the online tournaments.
And it's just with every single round victory going through for the side of Xset, it's a silenced audience.
Yeah.
They're doing their damnedest to try to really encourage the Fnatic players to find some victories. They did manage to scrape by 3, but I mean, look how rock and roll Adam Driver's just chilling. Like he is just chilling out behind the desk. He's like, I don't even need to do anything because Cryo is taking over the game. This guy, we just watched Ye put on an absolute clinic in that last map in our first series of the day, and Cryo is looking to replicate it. 17-4.
I think he's looking to do more than replicate it. I'm wondering, is his back hurting from carrying Xset just through that first half of the map?
Nah, he's ripped.
He's having a
prepared to carry him for 3 maps if he needs to.
absolute field day performance from him, though. And a big part of it is that, Fnatic, I think, of getting a little bit, overheat moments here and there, not really clearing off those corners, being a bit, at times scared, I think, as well, playing in this matchup. You got to play with that confidence that we know that Fnatic have.
Absolutely. Well, let's get this second half underway. Let's see if Fnatic can pull something out in this second half. Otherwise, we're on to map 2. Doug, Bala, take it away.
Thank you so much, Chrissy. There's concern across the venue as the bag of tricks for Fnatic is just very shallow. Right? Like, they weren't able to find any traction in the first half. Maybe they do something here, but where does it go?
Yeah, I do think that when we watched that first series for Fnatic on Pearl, they had a lot more on defense, right? They were a lot more aggressive with their stars, and you might see it right off the bat here for Fnatic. Alphair, Boaster, they're all posted up at A.
Yeah, I can't tell who the other one is either. Mystic?
Yeah, it has to be Mystic.
Find you.
It's a full battle.
Yes, it is, and the battle goes in favor of Fnatic as Mystic gets the first.
That's the type of thing they're going to have to utilize to their advantage. Leverage that aggressiveness that they can throw out at any point.
Well,
Keep Def guessing.
Well, and the thing is, it funnels him into Durka, right? Which is a brutal place to be in. Those 2 headhunter shots going a bit wide. The spam through, he still has the safety of his rendezvous, and it feels like we've seen this before. The fast lane, Durka has to give the space up. His backside is lost. His B is lost.
They've got the flank. Oh, Cryo with the flank!
Oh, the timing!
No!
Oh, and it's devastating. A 9-3 half already. And it seems to be getting worse.
Spike planted.
Oh yeah, Fnatic can find no answers. Perhaps the answer's Durka. Oh, and Zekin on the swing. Durka with the kill. The second he gets it. 3 on the round for him, and Aaron extinguishes the fire. Now it's a 1v1. Astra v Astra. Aaron on the swing. Boaster on the tap. He's going to get it to half. And he swings. The second there. Aaron challenged. Does he take the challenge? Does he take the call? And Boaster gets in a couple shots inside of the head and the defuse. That's Fnatic at the pistol.
Saves the snowball from happening. Saves the avalanche from Xset. Boaster and Durka with the 2v4.
I thought for sure he wasn't going to get the second. Or the first, excuse me, the second incredulous.
Just disgusting. And he was neutralized in this one.
Yeah.
Immediately already forced to rotate at the beginning of the round. Put off site for them to plant.
Heavy pressure again towards A, and there are full Stingers, there are full Spectres on the side of Xset.
Full force.
I mean, they had 4 kills, they got the spike down, so sure.
You did see these executes be very strong for them against FPX. Flash set up in the art. What a fast lane out from Zekin over top of the wall.
And that's who you're expecting to find some value for Xset on the attacking side, as Cryo has to cover the flank and make sure there's no one coming around. Def has already fallen. Mystic on a cheeky little angle, and he gets 2. I mean, the spike is forward, but Aaron's in no man's land. He's got way too much to deal with. And it's a prime gaming flawless for Fnatic.
The beginnings of something here for Fnatic. And Xset's gonna force Stingers again. This one's more of a light buy, not a full investment. Fnatic will have to deal with it again. They did a great job this time. They knew Xset want to dive those smokes, want to get up close. And they handled it beautifully. This time the approach from Xset's going to be on the other side of the map. Maybe to push in this double door, maybe to head off towards Alphair and Enzo.
knife to make sure that Dirk is not playing up aggressive. No, he's further back site.
Got a little damage on Cryo there.
Gratuitous spam through the smoke goes in his favor.
They don't have to be as thought through on this takeover towards B at the moment, given that Durka doesn't have that op online yet. But as soon as he does, you're going to need to see the same sort of dedication to clearing out all the different angles that we saw from Fnatic on the first half.
Did they clear it out? Yeah, they did. That one wallbang with the Sheriff clears out the alarm bot that was there, that was providing cover. And because of that, they have to drop the Prowler, and they have to get Alpha to swing to check Link.
He's re-cleared it now. Turkey gets the kill on the Cryo on the other side of the map, too.
Remember, this was just two Spectres on the side of Xset. Enzo, the front line, as he takes a step back, retreats to the safety of the smoke, and allows safe passage, at least for now. Second putting up a wall of his own, and they haven't cleared Mystic. He's still on the other side. He's still in A main, and he's still playing into smoke, and there's nobody looking his way. Mystic has a chance to get so much done here, and he does. Another Prime Gaming flawless back-to-back for Fnatic as the crowd erupts yet again.
They're absolutely not done. Already cutting the lead in half. Right in half. Only 3 rounds in. And Mystic starting to turn up as well, just like he did in their qualifying match against 100 Thieves to make it out of groups.
And what an outrageous performance he had then, man.
Xset invested quite a bit in those first 3 rounds after losing the pistol. So here's the first real attempt, and Fnatic full strength, all rifles, but Dirk is gone right away. They're doing a lot over towards the other side of the map though, Fnatic, so they might not necessarily be fully lost after this one. Look at the approach, Def. He might end up in a sticky situation. They've got the trademark here. They're watching, dude, they're watching it.
I mean, they've read them once again, but Bolster with 2! Unlikely hero for Fnatic in that moment.
Is Enzo going to be able to creep into a good spot here at dugout? Looks like he's going to. He's full committed. Bolster cannot help him. He has 1 star. Will he give it to him?
The Cosmic Divide invested 2. And he's actually choosing Enzo is to play on the other side of it.
To smoke into it.
Sees the swing, and he gets 1, but Cryo on the trade. Bolster's done well to get them to this point, but can he push them past the finish line? Can he push them past to a 7th round? Bolster with 70 HP and no Cryo. The hero in the first half for Xset does it again.
A 19-year-old with another 1v1. He is delivering for Xset right now. And the first sign of momentum in this second half for Fnatic. Oh, they went for the aggressive push, the gamble. Def was so ready for it.
Cryo's cold, baby. I mean, barely a smirk. Four-round lead here for Xset as they try to preserve control of this first map.
And they were firmly in control, Doug. 9-3 half.
Yeah, they've certainly let the grip slip for just a moment.
Another lineup here for Def, going in towards the alley. All the way down belong. That's going to land for Dirk, not close enough though. He still has the angle up on top of this billboard.
On the smoke to cover. Durka once again spotted Neon through. Oh, second challenges! A bold peek from the youngster. Now Xset resorting to plan B, resorting to find some space across the middle of the map.
Resorting to Cryo leading the way through Art. There's nobody here for him to find a pick though.
Right there.
And meanwhile, Boaster's going to maintain control of A main.
The trademark keeping him back for now as he stands just on the other side of the utility.
If Xset commit through Art here, Boaster with that control in A main.
Left.
Are they going to go through the pains of clearing back up where they need the space for post plant? Mystic on top of the box.
And remember, it was Mystic who was in the smoke previously. This time he's able to clean up Cryo and push forward.
There's no way in here. with the pinch. Boaster's gonna be able to come back. Aaron though in sewers.
He's got to go massive. He's got to go massive, and he does. He takes care of one. Boaster on the swing,
Planted.
creeping his way forward, and Def had no idea. It was actually Mystic who cleaned him up. He's been back there this entire time.
Aaron just smoked him off though, but it gives room for him to work.
BCJ has to find value here again, and Aaron does too. 39 HP. He tried to get aggressive into the smoke, not able to do it. Aaron still healthy, still with some utility to work with. The gravity wall to pull Boaster off. Looking for the challenge, looking for the swing, and there's nobody holding the angle.
It's secret.
He might be able to slip his way through, but Aaron's not able to land the shots. Mystic with 4 and Boaster with the defuse.
The mid round there for Xset falls apart. Fnatic keep it within 3. This one's going to be important.
Spike
Mystic was such a
planted.
good angle on top of that box. Top of the default site box.
One enemy remaining.
And he went so massive.
Showing glimpses of one of the performances that got them to this point.
Fast round here from Xset onto A main. There's not the same presence from Fnatic that we saw early. And again, it's a bunch of stingers invested. Look how careful Def is with that same push that we saw into the club over on the B side of the map. Just watching it, making sure there's nobody flanking early. Now we've got about 20 seconds.
That same knife lineup that we've seen from Def a couple of times landed in the exact same spot and hit Alpha in Cubby.
So they know Alpha's not on this side of the map.
Yeah. The thing
That
is,
may make them a lot more cautious here, given Durka isn't the guy to be spotted.
but again, that knife hasn't hit him at all, so maybe, I don't know. You're getting into the mental gymnastics of it all. And Mystic forgoes the gymnastics and continues to frag.
They actually did ult here, so Def is back up, but immediately back down.
BCJ with 2 HP. They've gotten the spike down now. They have the Nightfall to work with. You've got Cryo who's going to be on the flank. Can he get the timing just right? Ezekin with nowhere to go, has the challenge, has to swing, and Durka drops him. Now Cryo again on the flank that we mentioned.
What a seize.
Yeah, but is there any follow-up? BCJ overheated. Try challenging the angle, and Cryo's not able to land the shot, so defuse comes through as Fnatic drop the lead to 2.
When it was 6, now it's 2. And that one, a lot of ults invested. And they make it a Prime Gaming flawless. All 5 players still standing. And that was even harder because they took Def down twice. Look at that haunt.
Enemy remaining.
Gets the kill easily. And the crowd is clearly right back up. They've woken up since that first half. So devastating.
This time it's actually Xset calling a timeout late in the second half, trying to preserve a 2-round lead. You mentioned the crowd having awoken. You mentioned Fnatic having awoken. I mean, just listen to them.
Only 2 rounds right now. And remember, this timeout here for Xset that's been forced out is a chance for Fnatic to get Mini talking to them. They already used both of their timeouts in that first half because of how bad that lead was getting. So they've got to take that time wisely themselves. Xset really hasn't felt like they've had many gun rounds so far. And that's a problem given how fast that lead has shrunk.
Yeah.
This is only going to be their second true gun round.
And even then, it's Ezekin likely having used his ult.
Yeah, he's got to. Only invested a sheriff here.
Yeah. You've got to hit the timing just right. Durka once again not playing up. That knife confirming that he's not taking the aggressive angle, but he's still around. And look at the aggression from Fnatic across the middle of the map.
They've cleared it all. Smoke up top mid too. They're easily able to rotate through the flank or alley.
Here goes. Ezekin has to find something. They've used Nightfall as well.
Durka's all the way off site.
There's nobody home.
He's just looking for that same sort of push that Alpha was doing for his team out of Zekin, but it's not coming.
Second still with the ult. If he's going to find some value, he's going to have to go soon to know. Back to the Sheriff.
It might be a push in alley, actually. They're posturing for it.
Oh, they're going to have to deal with Cosmic Divide, and they're going to have to deal with Alpha Year's Wall. And how do you deal with it? You deal with it as BCJ does.
Look at the flank coming, too. Cryo has to deal with Mystic on the flank.
4v3 here, Cryo on the flash, the turn, and the shots are gorgeous. As Aaron's not able to find the same success, Boaster once again finds himself in a 1v1 and 1v2, excuse me, a clutch situation. BCJ on the peak.
That retake so slow for Fnatic to come back, and Durka gave up so much space that, again, he has to slow walk it all the way through. He was by himself. There's 3 members of Fnatic in alley. 1 member flanking, and Durka in spawn. It took way too long.
1 enemy remaining.
There's no pressure for Cryo to have to retreat and try to help his teammates on site. He could just completely deal with the flank alone.
And did he ever? This time, the knife, and Durka pushing forward. He has not done this before.
He's using the same angle that Cryo did. The fence right here.
He's in the smoke. Do they challenge it? Surely understanding that the window possibility is there. No, Zekin walks into it and Durka drops him, gets away. What a play from Durka.
And the push from Fnatic that's gaining information and art just happened. Cryo with the chance to punish it, but he doesn't. Here's the wall out. Should try to get the plant, but there's a lot actually committed to stop it. He's just gonna go straight in. Plant super, super deep.
Is there anyone covering him? Yeah, Def holding that angle. Cryo's so far away.
No charges.
And he's gonna have to hurry. If the play is a flank here, get the timing right, he's gonna have to get on his horse. He's gonna have to move, and that's exactly what he's doing.
It is planted for Cryo to spam through that box in heaven. Plus the long plant as well.
What a setup. BCJ clearing it out. Boaster has fallen. Oh, and Def does too. Again, you have to keep an eye on the flank, but Durka with 3. There's Cryo on the flank! Cryo gets 2, not able to land the 3rd. Aaron, outnumbered, outgunned, somehow stays alive, and Aaron gets them both! The Red Bull clutches, Aaron gets 3, Xset get to 12!
There's just no way Aaron pulls that off after what looked like he was gonna fumble those shots for sure. Aaron! The setup was perfect for Xset. What was it, a 4v5? Remember, Durka got that early kill onto Zekin. And they put themselves up on match point. But Fnatic have put themselves in a position to still make this doable. It's only 4 rounds till overtime.
But Xset find themselves mere inches from the end zone. Fnatic once again sending a 3-man flank down belonging Cryo. Waiting on the other side. Does a little bit of damage to Durka and then gives the space up. They're going to continue. They're going to hold this angle. Oh! They had no idea Cryo was there! What a ratty little setup!
And they already took control fully of mid. Look at Zekin's position. He's inside of sewers. He's under the waterfall.
Durka, they're standing right next to each other. They've walked right by each other. They have no idea that they have passed right by each other like ships in the night. Cryo missing the shots. Now Durka wise to what's behind him. And you see you see the rotation starting to come back, and they deal with him.
48 seconds, all the time in the world to pivot right now. Fnatic had a chance to really claw it this round, but now it's just left to Mystic and Enzo. Mystic, probably the most clutch member of Fnatic so far in this tournament. Enzo, the most won at Copenhagen. 2 versus 3 to save the game.
Oh, and the gamble's correct.
But they're slow. They didn't go through alley, so this is taking a lot more time.
Mystic and Enzo, you mentioned their clutch history. They find themselves on B ahead of Xset. They've gotten into backside. They've gotten into heaven. Mystic, if the timing's right, it's going to be gorgeous. And so far it is! Mystic has gotten into a 1v1. Aaron's flash to spam's just there. 41 HP! And Aaron answers the call for Xset yet again! 13-8 for Xset as they take down Fnatic on Pearl.
But boy, did that get close. That got so close. Fnatic also almost pulling off that 3 versus 2.
Whew. And again, no disrespect towards Aaron at all. That is an unlikely hero on the side of Xset to save 2 rounds for them. Because you look to Cryo, Zekin, BCJ,
Sometimes,
perhaps,
sure.
yeah. But what a performance out of Aaron there at the end. I know her. She looks familiar.
What a performance out of Cryo. Just unbelievable. This Xset is night and day different from what we saw at Copenhagen. Their stars are playing well, and the supporting cast is playing well. Def, you said it, a masterclass in this game of his calls and his reads on Fnatic, at least in that first half for sure.
And remember, there was, from Copenhagen up until now, it's not like Xset were playing an LCQ or playing officials. They were in the hyperbolic time chamber, in the lab, just trying to train and become as Super Saiyan as possible. And holy smokes, it seems like they've done it.
And it's the opposite. Both of those Neons, both of the 17-year-olds on the server right now, did struggle a little bit. And they're so important on this map. How often you see these guys lead the pace. Let's get this pistol round underway right now. Fnatic trying to strike back in map number 2, tried to bring this to a map number 3 and avoid what would be 3 of the MEA teams who have made it here to playoffs going down to the lower bracket.
It seems
Devastating.
Oh my goodness, entirely unexpected. And it seems like they're going to try to do that over towards A. And they're going to walk right into Cryo if he chooses to hold the angle, but the spike rotating back, maybe having second thoughts.
Cryo's TP is really precarious here, right? He's looking over towards Dish, but it's TP'd back into Halls.
They have no cover there either.
I mean, you saw a little bit of on Pearl how crazy that was that they were committing so many players alone. And it's, again, just dry trusting that Fnatic is not going to be clearing the space that you're not watching.
He does ultimately not take the rendezvous and retreat back towards mid. Meanwhile, Dirk is on a solo expedition towards B. Maybe
sitting underpass to flank later in the round. And it's a free site for Fnatic. A lot of utility spent. And they will clear all the way back. Dirk is listening to all of the rotations happening right now.
There's the flank that you just mentioned. Yeah, the spike's going to go down, but do you realize that Dirk is hot on your tail? I don't know that they do. He has no armor, but he's got a ghost, and he's got a kill onto Def. Making sure that no one else is lingering back. And no, it's not the case. Xset have fully gotten onto the site. You see the first
wall's out, though.
To deny the plant. You're right, there's that wall. They're going to have to span through as Dirk finds another across mid. Boaster paranoid! And Zekin slow swings out and gets a kill anyway.
Here's the aftershock. Aaron has to get off. He's not going to commit to half.
3v3 here for the site. How much more utility do they have? How much more post-plant denial is there? Zekin was supposed to hold the angle and Mystic swings out. The frenzy too strong. Fnatic too strong.
And they rip him apart. Extremity by extremity here on this map. Limb by limb. Durka with the flank was so well prepared. You also mentioned the Ghost investment. That's not typical for a Chamber player, but he knew the second that round started, he needs to have all the time in the world.
Talk about playing into your advantages. That's wild.
That is crazy. I mean, you could see that on Pearl, actually, how it was panning out.
When they're ahead, they're good.
And obviously the 2v4 by Aaron and Cryo as well. Able to push them over the edge.
This time an early challenge towards Dish from Xset, and they continue to push their way forward. This time you see Cryo's playing back towards B. Make sure there's no light flank.
Right there. No information gathered from either side except for Xset at Dish. Knowing there's nobody here in Fnatic, the same thing in Halls. But the rest of the map, which they've just actually smoked off the strip, this is not going to gain them that much in the current situation, but obviously they could be flanking multiple people here in Arcade. And that's what they're hoping for, but it's just not the case.
Really just confirming the suspicions that they had previously. Zekin is here, and Death is close by, and the Vandal's just way too good in that instance. Mystic getting a spike down, it's planted for long too. They should be able to control that area of the map as you see a rotation coming in through Crashies, and Aaron wins it out with a classic. Forget what I said about the Vandal earlier. Now Enzo with the frenzy. Cleaning that up. But you really feel the gun difference.
One enemy remaining.
There was one kill and it was a fun one to watch, but that's all it was. Fnatic get 2.
And it's clean. And we didn't really touch on this too much so far, but the end of Pearl, obviously they brought it back from 9-3. The momentum was on their side. Yes, we were criticizing a lot of what Xset was doing in terms of buying a lot of those stingers, forcing into those rounds, giving Fnatic the time to get back into that game. But still, you could see the players are definitely revitalized towards the end of that game. So in terms of a GG go next, they did enough for them to be able to confidently go next here. And they look good so far in these first 2 rounds, very clean.
Aggressive look from both Neons, as it seems like Fnatic's is going down into underpass. See the wall up from Aaron, he was considering dropping it, choosing not to for now. And this time it's Mystic who's actually in a solo mission towards Dish. Everyone else at B. Cryo in this tight angle. Sitting on the rendezvous, the spam. Oh, and Cryo still gets alpha and then gets away.
How does he do that? They literally set up a timed spam to clear him out.
From both sides.
And Xset are ripping them apart right now. From this arcade position, that setup, beautiful. Cryo with the first contact, Aaron with the swing following up.
Caution here.
And it's the 2 star players of Fnatic who fall. And remember that stat from moments ago. 10 for 10 on rounds where Xset get the first kill in this series so far. And it's gonna make it 11.
Again, looking to play into their advantages. Mystic has gotten into A, and he has fully cleared it out, made sure there's no one around. So you see Enzo rotating over with the spike. He's also going to farm that orb, get the spike down. Get a little bit closer to having that Rolling Thunder online, as Mystic tries to hold the line across mid. BCJ playing in halls, creeping his way forward. 13 seconds left. You see the utility through the paranoia, and Enzo almost walks into it. And they just overwhelm him. It's entirely too much.
That's really solid NT bonus. In fact, it's a Prime Gaming flawless as well. Just that initial setup, taking down both star players from Fnatic. And that has to hurt. Fnatic's still going to be able to invest a lot into this round, obviously, and they are committing fully to the half armor strat.
Cryo's a monster, bro.
I mean, that was insane from him. But also just crazy that Fnatic is not able to get that kill with the 3 players time spamming him.
Yeah. They really left him no options, or it seemed like no options anyway. Heavy presence towards B from Fnatic this time around. BCJ manages to get away without really even a scratch.
And Boaster calls the exact same default that they played in the last round. Send Alpha to get a little control over upstairs, make sure nobody's pushing, and then go underpass to clear arcade with the trio of Mystic, Durka, and himself.
I'm out of here.
That Sage wall is, for all intents and purposes, gone. And Fnatic are glad to fill the space that was once occupied. And you see the utility dumped again, the slows, the relay bolts, aftershocks, the counter paranoia from BCJ, and it's actually Durka who gets the first. Slowed, and you see the dash across from Alpha. Durka farms another. Numbers heavily in favor of Fnatic here, a 4v3. It's Alpha with light armor, holding the space. Durka creeping around, prowling through, and it's actually Cryo who flanks him out.
Breach ult.
And
All 3. Cryo's not hit though, but he gets immediately swatted down.
And that was the only one, as you mentioned, who had been able to sidestep the ultimate. Def with no utility to respond.
There's the Molly 2, cuts them off from entering the site.
I mean, this setup is gorgeous out from Fnatic, man.
Second with this push on the tower, might be able to make something happen.
There's just no time.
At least maybe a collapse on Enzo so he doesn't save his weapon. Other 2 Fnatic players have made it out safely.
Go away.
Yeah, well done from Zekin to clean up Enzo, but you could tell the protocols for Fnatic were there, right?
Oh, yeah.
They got the spike down, and then all of the way they changed their utility, to deny any sort of entry or even an attempt at getting the spike defused was gorgeous.
Well, I would say even before that too.
Yeah.
Right? This execute onto tower, the way that they approached it. BCJ and Aaron try to walk through the slow after the stuns. To catch him off guard, you expect him obviously to fall out of tower there. But Durka and Alfir just punish them. Then also credit to Enzo. As he flashes them out of tower, that's how ultimately they get the spike down and are able to get in that post plant.
You want to play? Let's play.
Alfir looking to take aggressive space as BCJ flashed up again, backs up.
I really do like how BCJ and Aaron are using both of their control utility at the beginning of the round to try to completely control B side. That smoke to not let Alfir cross. And then potentially also the wall being put down by Aaron, either in tower or just blocking Arcade off entirely. That's a leg shot. He's got the heal though.
They've rotated back and they have full dish control, and you see once again Xset rotating through, rotating into spawn.
Look at the timing here. Both trips going to potentially be broken at the same time.
Durka's going into their flank. Oh, now he knows that they're there. The flash, the trademark, he realizes he's made a mistake. Get out as soon as you possibly can.
No!
Oh, they drop him. Oh, looking for any semblance of safety, and he finds none of it. Def with the spam through the smoke, and it's actually the Boaster who answers with the swing out. Mystic getting the spike down, succeeds. A 4v4 here, and now time is a factor. Now the spike is in play. Massive kill out from Enzo. Aaron responds, Aaron trades it back. Now Cryo creeping forward. Aaron's still close by. They have numbers. They do have presence here in the relay bolt. Maybe way too much, but Enzo with another! Enzo has awoken! 3 on the round for him, and Aaron has no magic this time.
Enzo slices through the spine of that fast lane. Just ridiculously. He's up on dish, on top of drop. And sure, Durka obviously got stuck here. But it doesn't even matter in this case because they committed way too far out of halls. Here's the shots. He can't even see. Oh my goodness.
A 3-round lead here for Fnatic. They have 2 ultimates to work with, and boy, are their key ones.
4 players here out from Xset on top of the wall. But the commit is going to the other side again.
Very cool setup, and understanding that they're going to heavily invest in aggression towards B. They have Cryo play up towards Dish and leave A alone.
And they didn't actually really get too much information about what Xset was doing on the other side of the map, but they don't commit any of their ults here. So they still all have them. Fnatic does. So no commit and Boaster's ults. Fight going on in Sand at the same time. They're getting pinched by a lot of sides.
And off of that, Durka dying means they can fully send. They don't have to worry about their trademark anymore. The spam's onto Mystic as they try to keep him back. And try to find some space of their own. Another kill going in favor of Xset. Orbital Strike, they're going to have to dance around. A high-low is waiting for him on the other side. As Cryo switching over to the Headhunter, not finding anything. As Fnatic yet again look to dismantle Xset. And there's just not enough time for Zekin to find anything. He's got to tuck tail, he's got to get back.
Barely escapes. But just like we started on Pearl, Xset was fully in control on that map. Fnatic right back into this series on their map choice here.
Now it's Xset calling an early timeout. Boaster just went off in this round, man.
He did a great job too. They delayed any sort of attempt at get. Oh no. He played great in that round, but unfortunate, buddy.
Again, a timeout for Xset. Find themselves down a couple of rounds early on Fnatic, on Fnatic's map pick, Fracture. And again, the crowd really has come to life. Yep. They are fully awoken. They've forgotten about Pearl.
And Xset's got to now deal with that same sort of thing, right? It's the opposite effect on them. The negative effect of the crowd only cheering for the other side. first map, they might have been able to brush it off easily. Like, okay, yeah, it's the Turkish crowd, of course. Like, let's go out and stomp them. But they certainly don't have any sort of home field advantage. But they're not the enemies either. That's the important part.
Is that a Tactibear holding a balloon of a Tactibear? Is that what that was?
I didn't see it yet.
I think it was.
Is he celebrating his own birthday?
You have a balloon of yourself?
I mean, sometimes.
Early aggression from Fnatic towards B. Look at that wall go up. Alfier trying to find space, and he does, and he's rewarded with a kill. Dumping utility all over space where Xset previously were. Gets in, he gets out. It's masterful. Remember, it was Alfier who had a slow map on Pearl. Seems to have forgotten about it just as much as the crowd has. Cryo not landing that shot. I mean, the juxtaposition between the two players we just saw is outrageous.
There's no flank pressure here from Xset at all. No arcade, no tree push.
You can just work your way in through the belly of the beast, forget the flank. Dirk and Enzo, you mentioned the extremities that they had, but is it going to be enough? BCJ gets it to half, gets it all the way with members alive.
I mean, that just completely backfired. The entire control they had of arcade, I mean, overextending to hold it maybe. And just not being able to get that spam down. I wonder if the spike was slightly mispositioned for Durka there. Or if he was able to tuck behind a little bit part of that metal box. I don't think so.
And I wonder what utility Enzo had as he was playing on the northern side. Yeah, it's tough to say. But you're right, it just really feels like it backfired.
Back towards the same default control
And
for Alpha.
Alpha has ult. Can't imagine him using it here, though.
Obviously can pivot to a super fast hit from that, the classic from this comp.
Oh, we've seen this look so many times. The dump of utility, and then he goes into underpass to join up with Durka.
One of the different changes here, though, is Mystic. He's already controlled this entirely. And Xset is known to late push. Most of the time it's been towards Halls, and it looked like they might want to go for that same sort of late push again.
Enzo farming the orb, Rolling Thunder online. And it seems like they want to go back towards A. The thing is, I mean, there's some Hall's presence out from Xset, so we'll see how they handle that.
Informational art here from BCJ. Does spot the players at Dish. Spotted both Alfier and Mystic. Durka with the late rotate on the zip line in mid right now, trying to group up before they take Halls. This Halls take depends where they use this. Rolling Thunder.
Can't use it.
They haven't committed to it yet. And
Could easily get pinched here.
Def on site. BCJ has arrived. Def's able to take care of Alpha. Def finds another.
Spike down.
3v2 here as Durka and Boaster are the only two alive. They're going to get into A.
Oh, what?
Durka with 3.
Have to cover the res now.
Yeah, and I don't know that Aaron's in a spot where he can really get out and get to it, but he's going to try. My goodness, he's going to try.
Smoke.
Maybe it's bait off the swing. Durka with 4.
On for the 6K.
Cryo. That's one. It's all onto Durka. He has to rendezvous away, but he repositions. He's still healthy. He's got 1. It is going to be the 6K, but Cryo stops it. Oh, this building would have burned down.
It might still if Cryo continues to do what he's doing. Just canceling the legendary round possible from Durka right there. Oh my goodness. Look at these from his perspective too. Saw the first 2, but the follow-up right here. Through the smoke just before it lands. Would have been unbelievable. The crowd wanted it so bad.
So close. 1 kill away. 4 ultimates on the side of Fnatic.
You want to play? Let's
How do they
play.
approach this? Remember, that threat, you mentioned this, default always suggests a threat that he could go in towards B. But this time, choosing not to.
The big difference is consistently Mystic and his position. He's rotated all the way back down towards the south side, so looks like they will eventually want to go for this classic. And Alfier's coming back to put down the wall. Aaron's already used 1 slow. He's set up over towards the back of Gen. They've got so many ult combinations here too.
What do you have to clear out Cryo? Is it the Rolling Thunder? Is that enough to push him back? His rendezvous set up to get back into spawn. Back to where the rest of his team is. That's not gonna hit him. And there you go. All of the ultimates that you mentioned. You see them cross right across each other. The orbital strike there too as it splits up the defenses of Fnatic. BCJ playing in the smoke close by. The swing is there and he gets 2! Mystic on the trade. It's a 3v3 here. The spike's still not down as Mystic goes hunting. Finds one.
Dirk's still alive.
He's the one with the spike. Aaron not able to land the shots. Fnatic snatched the round away.
And for a moment when the round freeze there, I thought for sure Xset was going to be able to maneuver their way back into that. But it's Mystic, who is again having himself a decent game here, 7-5. That push into Canteen deep. Look at this. 3K for Mystic. It's such a good round. The conversation I was thinking before we're heading into Fracture was, oh, if he plays Breach again, which was a standard role on this map up till now, was he's going to potentially have that same type of drop-off that we saw in the series against 100 Thieves when they opened. In those first 2 maps on KO and Sky, he went 40 kills total. And then he played to Breach and he only went 6. This time they stick him on KO and it's all the same. Super comfortable.
Definitely seems to be working, and you see the confidence. They pushed through the one-way that was set by BCJ. Not a great buyout for Xset, and well, never mind, forget it. The Shorty and the Stinger find what they need. But Alfier has gotten behind enemy lines, he slipped the net, and he's healthy. He's so healthy.
Second? What happened? He had all the opportunity in the world to get 2 there.
Fnatic have gotten to 7, and Xset made a run at that last round, but that man right there is Alfier who took over.
He's starting to really feel comfortable now on this Neon in ways that he just wasn't on Pearl. And even while Second wasn't having a good game overall on Pearl, he was still he was still plus 3 kills against Alfier. This time, I'm sure it's flipped.
Aggressive peek out from Cryo, and Durka's just on the other side of the box. They're paranoia, and they're going to swing, they're going to challenge him. Durka gets away.
I mean, how many times has Durka taken the zip this time? This map. Ridiculous. Is there a gap in that wall? Oh my goodness. Avon has missed the wall here. Or it could just be a bait setup. Funnel you into peeking that angle and you're holding a ridiculous angle. Look at Zekin's position. He's underpass right now. He's going to get all the information about this rotate from Fnatic, but he cannot die.
And he doesn't. He gets away. See some members rotating back. BCJ dropping a smoke, and Fnatic have fully dumped once again everything into this B site. And Zekin's taking an aggressive spot. He's going to challenge Alpha, and he wins that out! Now the relay boat as Cryo shows up just in the nick of time to find one with the op, but the spike still planted.
Osa going aggressive in Canteen now. Could easily catch rotations here, but has he focused too much on BCJ? No.
Now we're cooking.
Aaron's gone.
It's the second time Fnatic caused problems from that very spot.
And what is Def doing? He's taking so long to make this rotation, expecting the flank still from Mystic.
They've just been conditioned. Never having a safe moment, and Cryo with the op gets a 3rd.
I mean, it's just crazy that Zekin was still in tower this entire time.
Remember, he was the one who spotted the rotations, he took damage, and then he full-on challenged.
It will end up for a 4K with Cryo. And that does speak a lot to
round in the half.
The call from Def there. We were looking at him stuck on that A side, and I was wondering, like, okay, what are you doing? He just knows, okay, we still have Zekin in tower, we still have arcade control. We have many ways to get back into this round. The only way we can lose it is these types of flanks that Closer did get value out of.
Yeah. And to think timing goes a little bit differently, maybe he finds more.
And look at this. Fnatic is grouped up outside of A. We haven't really seen a fast Halls push, but with Mystic's ult, we definitely could expect it. He just popped it right now.
Gonna use ult too, the spam's up. The knife there, and Aaron's only one here! But BCJ has shown up too. The challenge up for mid, Enzo can't see a dang thing! And BCJ's Classic wins it out. 3v3 here. Zekin continues to cause problems on the site. Mystic and Durka left standing. The spike planted, as you see it on the minimap, they're starting to get surrounded. Can they hold the line? Can they keep Xset back?
Oh, that's a double aftershock.
Through the barrage of utility, Durka dancing around, finds 1 second ult, trades it out. Can Mystic do it again for Fnatic? No!
What a round again for Second. Just as Alpha Year started to come online, Second returns the favor. And evens out this half. It was looking...
EMEA representatives, I'm Doug. With me is Bala on the call. The crowd has been electric. Fnatic have been electric on this map. We'll see if they can continue.
It isn't the dominant scoreline that we saw at the half on Pearl. And oh my goodness, pistol round, which means so much. The crowd knows it.
I mean, listen. Nothing. Complete silence from the players, from the crowd.
This setup for Fnatic could be devastating.
It's all contact though, and now we go. The wall up, the utility dumped. As you see, Enzo's trying to keep them back with the fault line. Cryo playing on the other side of the smoke. Is Aaron looking to get the spike down? Should.
They know.
And somehow the spike has gotten down
Turning.
without a single bit of damage. And there's the pinch that you mentioned. But Mystic and Alpha Year, Enzo does it too. They somehow walk away with such a heavy advantage, and Fnatic win another pistol.
So crucial for them to lock out this map right here, right now. Win the pistol, start snowballing. 3-round lead. And while that might not be the largest lead that they've had so far in this map, it certainly feels like a great step to get there.
A 62% win rate on defense. With a cushy 3-round lead too, I mean.
Yep. I mean, by that stats.
Yeah, you're sitting pretty.
Yep, absolutely. It's a different opponent here, though. It's a different comp. Who knows what this one looks like defensively. We've seen so many people run it, though. For Fnatic.
Another buyout from Xset here. 4 Stingers and a Spectre for Cryo. He also still has 2 shots in that Headhunter. And it's another quiet approach.
All 4 players at Dish again. It's the same thing that they did against the Hall stack of Fnatic last round, and it did not work out. Eventually, they tried to pinch, and it just didn't work. This time, the pinch could come much faster. And you saw how hesitant, yep, they're going for it immediately before even planting.
They want to take the fight. The Paranoia is going to find no one.
Look at that, though. Fnatic just rotated into sand, not even messing with the opportunity of a pinch.
And they've cleared out the Sage Wall. BCJ repositioning, looking to get the spike down as Alpha Year is going to go forward. The utility once again dumped. Alpha Year takes a bit of his own. Durka with what? But Dev, second, 2 big ones. The Stingers finding so much value as Alpha Year tried to dash in.
And what Xset tried to do on Pearl in the second half, they succeed this time, and that keeps it so close. Fnatic stumble. They gave him way too much room. That quiet that you're hearing, that slow approach to the round by both teams. Unfortunately, Fnatic crumble under it all. Even the retake, Alpha Year got a wall out. That was really nice for them to clear, but here comes another push. For Fnatic this time, pushing the north side.
Oh, and second, again, first. I don't think they know the Mystic's there. They haven't cleared him out. There hasn't been a challenge, but they're staring right at him. They're baiting him out. You see the flash come through. 3 members awaiting. The second flash there to find more, but the counter Paranoia out from BCJ keeps him back for now. And Dev swings at just the right time.
It's clean. Second to get the first 2 kills, and then they able to deal with it all from Mystic, but he was just by himself, so Mystic might sometimes look like a one-man army, but just with the classic, just with 2 flashes. Enzo will laugh at the situation before himself.
That's what I do every time I'm in a 1v4 with a frenzy.
I'm looking in the background of Enzo's camera right now. Alpha Year just laughing hysterically.
And Exo's joined in on the laughs. A joke was said and we've missed it.
Yeah, I feel left out. I want to laugh.
Yeah, me too. Enzo might have something to laugh at here. BC members of Xset retreat away. Maybe a parting kill.
He gets a kill, he'll have ult if he dies. Neither thing happened. Dies to the spike, doesn't get the ult point. Doesn't get the kill either.
And Xset get the round. You see the investment in the 14th round paying off in a pretty big way, and we'll see what the buy looks like for Fnatic.
Already seen it. I mean, Zekin, dude. He was certainly not the same Zekin that we saw all tournament long on Pro, but he put the mask on, and all of a sudden,
he's like
he's
Bane.
a superhero.
Yeah, he's like Bane.
Yeah. Super villain, I guess, in this case, in this arena. But he's turned up back to group stage form right here on this map, at least in the tail end of that first half. In the second half here, Def's going to get his ult up.
Oh, and you have Aaron awaiting the flank. But do Fnatic expect it? Do they invest flashes? They do. Alfear on the swing. Oh. Alfear finds a second. And Mystic finds one too.
Cry with the pinch though, and Mystic's stuck now. There's the fragment to push him off. Hopefully he can escape from this position. But right now, you got to figure out what the heck else is going on the map. There's this pinch coming. Zekin's trying to escape, but Dirk is chasing him down from the backside.
That was the spike. Man, he was in so much trouble. Zekin was surrounded. Again, Fnatic hanging on to a 2-round lead.
We're getting really deep in this game. And it's staying very, very close. What?
And Alpha almost gets a third.
I mean, that is just ridiculous. The spray from that range with the Vandal. And he hits those? Let's see here. Cryo's got the op this time. Zekin's with the overdrive, and they're all grouped up towards B. They could easily hit a fast B site execute.
Yeah, Alfear has his overdrive too.
He's pushing fast in halls, actually.
He is. The knife not going to spot anyone.
That pressures Xset to fully commit to this push. Good one way though.
Right into Cryo's up! Zekin trying to do a bit of the same, investing his ultimate.
That was actually Boaster's smoke, so that was a terrible smoke for Alfear to actually work with.
And you see Xset have retreated
Right
to the extremities. Zekin has a shorty. Cryo still with the operator, no mid presence. Gonna drop all their smokes. The Rolling Thunder's gonna be there too, and I believe that hit 3. Durka might have been the only one who avoided it, and he falls. Zekin going aggressive.
Zekin's gonna chase. He doesn't have his ult anymore, so might as well just put this classic to work, and he almost does make it sing.
Thing is, how much more will he look for?
Gun here.
He's hunting him down, trying to chase him, trying to get the guns out of his hands.
That Vandal might be accessible to him after the spike. Easily as Neon, he can get this.
Just don't step too close.
Yeah, got it.
He does.
Success.
I'm out of here.
And with that, Xset get the lead down to 1 round.
My goodness.
Cryo has the op. He's going to be 1 point away from having his ultimate online. And this, you're right, that smoke just kind of ruined Alfear.
I mean, it could be really good at people trying to hold on to people holding Hall's push, right? But in this case, trying to push even further. We've seen so many instances like that from Alfear, from Fnatic. It cannot continue to happen. The overheat, essentially.
I'm out of here.
DCJ spotted with the knife. You feel the pressure.
I think Zekin's crossed before they even recognize that he could have. There's the aftershock. Dirk has to get out, and he will.
Go, go, go.
Did have that rendezvous to get away with. And Zekin is right beneath them.
Quiet trip across the ropes. Back over towards the south side here. They still have the option to pivot. Cryo's taking a lot of space in halls, making sure there's not the presence of Durka. But they won't use that. Instead, they'll go back towards the classic.
Zekin still has a lot of his utility. He still has the relay bolts on his wall.
There.
Paranoia available for BCJ too.
And they can hear the trip.
Def has one flash as well.
Watch out.
Trip is hauled off.
There's the first, and he's waiting on the other side.
He's slowed down too.
Like a bloody lunatic. And Mystic cleans him up. Durka retreating to a safe angle, not able to land the shots. Xset didn't have the first this time around, but they still find themselves in a 4v4. Enzo using the Rolling Thunder instead of drive to get the spike down, and he didn't. Cryo goes up top. Cryo finds a kill, looking for a second, double dipping his way into the round. Not able to find the third. Mystic's gonna have to do it himself, and he cannot. We're tied at 9.
Xset want to end Fracture, end the series, and move on to the upper bracket semifinal, which would be a statement for them,
I mean,
given their history.
Would it ever?
They fell so early at Copenhagen. 2 matches and they were out. One of those was against Optic, who we know they struggle against domestically. And that's the team waiting right now for them.
4 of the last 5 rounds in favor of Xset. It was a close lead at half, but a lead nonetheless, and it's been eviscerated.
And what I'm learning right now from Xset, as we continue to watch these rounds play out, is the second in Cryo we saw at Copenhagen was not even their final form. They're taking it again to one of the best EMEA teams, Fnatic.
Taking it to the hometown hero in Alfear, who's waiting on the other side. You've got Enzo with utility help, and that's exactly what he does. Almost has Orbital Strike 2. The slow orb is there, but Second challenges. He opens the door and gets the kill. Orbital Strike gone.
And there's no tools here. On another kill, Mystic is just overextending past the smoke, past the door, trying his darndest to get this round, get this map in their control.
And Cryo's gone hunting. It was a judge in the hands of Durka, now that's gone. Enzo waiting just on the other side, and Cryo would have to swing pretty far if he wanted to challenge that.
Look at the way that he's holding the angle. He does not expect actually Enzo to be past this. Finally, the timer ticks in his head and he turns to face. But Enzo's stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Between a Cryo and a Zekin. The spam through position given away. A prime gaming flawless for Xset as they take the lead. And it's 3 for Zekin.
It's those two at the top of the leaderboard. 18-11 for Cryo. 16-10 for Zekin. And it's them who lead the charge through this round, through the all-important round where they take the lead.
Why so quiet? No, they're loud now.
They did not like that. I mean, they're still quiet here, Doug.
Fully leaning into that villain role. Well, it seems to be working for him.
Oh, here's a lineup for Mystic. They're going aggressive in Northside pinch.
And it's just 3. I don't know that they're going to be able to get out. Excuse me, it's 4.
Alpha's
Can they
coming.
hold the line? You're right. Alpha finds 1. Mystic does 2.
They're stuck here.
The fight continues. There's no way out. And the thing is, Cryo's on the other side of the map. He has to sit back and watch as his team is dismantled.
It is a perfect call from Mini. It's something that you completely don't expect. You're looking at the weapons, you're looking at the economy for Fnatic, what they can buy. Gonna use the headhunter right here, try to get a couple shots off, and
Durka cleans him up. 3rd on the round for him. That's Fnatic punch back.
But back to the point about the economy, right? You could see they're not gonna invest much in that round. The best they could do is get a couple stingers, and that's what they had. So the last thing that you expect is a Northside pinch with the distance as it is. That's got to be Psycho's reaction to the booing that just happened. And you can hear right now, he just came on the screen and it's boos again.
That might be the loudest the crowd has been since the walkouts. Now Fear going aggressive. He's going to be met with a wall.
It's a very strange commit of the wall. Just so scared of the pressure right there, given Fnatic just showed. Making up the pace.
And go in a quiet trip down ropes. Back towards the northern side where Cryo lays in wait.
Look at the ults from Fnatic too. They've got boasters, orbital strike.
They've had it for a couple of rounds. He just hasn't found the right moment.
If Xset continues to be this slow, that could be such a round ender. And they already noticed that they walled themselves off in the south side of this map. Durka's post up in halls. They know exactly that it has to be coming from this north side, and it does.
4 members here. Zekin dashes forward. Canteen not cleared, and there's Overstrike that you mentioned. Zekin dancing around, gliding back with all of the elegance of a figure skater, but Boaster punches back! Enzo does too! A 2v2 remains. The spike still in a good place. The rest comes through, and it's a bait, it's a challenge, and Durka takes it hook, line, and sinker. Enzo.
The spike down. BCJ is going to get aftershocked here. He has no chance to escape!
And he tries to stay!
Spike is down. Aaron immediately recovers it, so they will get the plant.
Numbers advantage still in favor of Xset, and that res, all the more valuable.
But how do you get through Cryo right now? Enzo. 1v2, and you have such a long sight line to get through, and there's an op hanging on it.
Aaron just has to wait. Wouldn't dare move. Enzo has to go so far to clear him out. And it's Cryo that delivers the devastating death blow. Xset take the lead back.
And that's a reset. That is a monetary reset. The ult from Boaster. He gives himself room to peek. That's how he gets 2 kills, but BCJ just destroys the players on the site who are going to actually swing with him so they don't get super value out of it. The one Xset fan in the crowd.
I was about to say, there can't be many. There cannot be many.
Look at the economy right now. Thankfully, Durka does have the stimulus of the Tour de Force.
Oh, Mystic with a Bucky, Boaster with a Frenzy, and Xset with the lead. 3 ultimates to their name, too. And they're set up so well. Cryo has an op now, and then the Tour de Force in case things get messy.
Slow approach. Xset completely expecting another push.
And this is how Xset started this half. Remember, it was quiet.
Yeah, but
it was contact.
It was more death ball-y than this is.
Sure.
They're trying to read out if there's going to be any push from all sides of the map. This time, they're sat down in tree. They have control of it. But Aaron watching Halls.
Right there.
Here comes the hit. Death has the rolling thunder. It's not going to tag anybody.
Yeah, Boaster is still here. He drops the molly, and it's really just Zekin that goes across, and that might be okay for Xset after all. No! It's Mystic Bucky that gets 2! Oh, the buckshot's just too much! And he's still there. He's managed to upgrade a weapon 2 in the Tour de Force from Durka. Gives the numbers advantage further in favor of Fnatic. Durka, close by, Def, gone! And Cryo can find nothing, surely not a 1v4. Surely not with 13 seconds left and the spike out of reach.
10 seconds left.
And he has nowhere to go, nowhere to run. All you can do is count his lucky stars and hope he survives, and he does not. Fnatic tied up again.
And surviving with 3 here is huge. No matter what happens in the last round. We got 2 buy rounds here coming up from both sides. And we're going the distance here in Istanbul.
How does Mystic get away with 2 here?
I mean, just flashbacks to Bucky FC right now. It's elation.
Enzo set that up so well. 3 ultimates on the side of Xset, 1 for Fnatic.
You want to play? Let's play.
And you hear 1 already used.
Oh, instant rotation here from Xset. I'm wondering what's spurring that on, but either way, they're going to have more challenge to deal with Cryo here against 3.
There's a flash waiting on the other side.
Waiting for contact. There's the flash.
There it is, and the turn! Cryo gets 1! BCJ shows up in time! And now the Rolling Thunder, as Zekin tries to survive, but BCJ is the hero yet again! He's gotten 3 on the round! He's a bloody wizard. He's a 5'2" powerhouse. It's BCJ. But can Durka equalize things? We just saw Cryo in this situation. Can Durka do it?
Spike planted.
Durka up top.
On the wall.
Looking down upon Xset. Looking for the height advantage. He's taking care of Def, but has to drop back down.
Gonna go for it again. Double dipping.
If it ain't broke, does he commit? They have so much, I mean, they have money. They could challenge. That's exactly what he does. Durka with 3. And you feel the moment slipping away. Cryo holding the up, and Cryo lands the shot. Xset get to 12.
Cryo is the Durka shutdown button for Xset. 2 legendary opportunities there for Durka. The 1v5 just now, the 6K before. Look at this TP from BCJ. He TPs into the Rolling Thunder just in time to avoid the stun and save his teammates. What a play. That puts Xset on match point. It's all on BCJ.
Xset 1 round away from once again silencing the arena. And Boaster's on a frenzy, Bala. Enzo's on a Spectre.
Durka's on the knob though.
And that's been enough many a time.
They're just completely given up on these aggressive plays. And don't forget, Fnatic did not even spend their last timeout. So they're going at it dry by themselves.
Fnatic quietly looking to take us to overtime with a less than ideal purchase.
And Boaster's nowhere near being able to combo his orbital strike with the trademark.
He's so far. The paranoia out. Zekin's going to take space, and he's going right into spawn. Enzo waiting on the other side. He's expecting the challenge. Yep. Utility use.
They walled them off in tower. They walled them off. And they could fully commit to this tree post plant. Xset with a great idea here. Fnatic.
I will say, though, they don't have utility.
Look at the flank, Def. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no.
Def has gotten one. Now Durka in a brutal spot. There's orbital strike. Zekin gets on Alfier.
He gets away.
Durka, Boaster, and Enzo to try to take us to overtime, and Boaster falls. A 5v2. Xset looking to make a statement. Numbers going back their way. Durka on the tap, holding the line. He gets onto Zekin. Can they bring this back? Durka not able to get anything. Def on the swing. Haters hushed. Doubters damned. Xset advance.
Silencing the home crowd. And you can't doubt anymore. Xset have emerged as potential candidates for world champions. And 2 potential MVP players in Zekin and Cryo. Oh, what an opening series of playoff matches here.
The question for Xset after Copenhagen leading into Istanbul was, okay, you've got Cryo and you've got Zekin. That's great. But what else? And holy smokes, what else have they shown?
I mean,
Def played so well. BCJ did too. The heroics on that play.
just phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Taking both the opening matches 2-0ing Fnatic and taking Fracture after they got dominated by FPX on this map, but Xset doing what Optic until today could not. Immediately coming out against the EMEA and looking so good. 2-0 record now.
In the face of a heavily biased crowd. What a performance.
But I have to say, not overwhelming, and I think Don Wick understood that the entire time. It is ridiculous what Xset just pulled off.
And surely nobody thought they'd make it out of groups. Surely nobody thought they'd beat Fnatic.
It's just pure. You're absolutely right. You're the first NA team to advance past the playoff outside of Optic. And he's inviting the hate.
Full villain role activated.
I love it.
Because you're not making friends doing things like that.